This is the Renegade Gospel Word of God video. What do we mean by the Word of God? In the beginning was the Word was with God, and the Word was God. That is how the Gospel of John begins. And when we look at modern physics today, what do we find? That in the beginning was the Logos, the logic, the information. Now, when we speak of the Word of God, we must keep in mind that the New Testament generally uses two words for the word. Logos, which is what is used in John 1:1, and the word rhema. Now, rhema generally means the written Word of God. But in the first verse of John, we are speaking of something very specific. The logic of God was with him in the beginning. The laws of logic are the laws of thought. We cannot think without logic. And just as modern scientists are beginning to say that we live in a matrix, that the universe is like a computer, that within the equations of physics are computer codes, we find that that information must take exactly the form of a computer program. It must be logical. In essence, thought cannot exist without logic. So we say that the Word of God is the logic of God. And in the beginning, that logic existed, and that logic was Jesus, because the Word took flesh and dwelt among us. How then is that logic and Jesus equivalent? Because of the Jesus manifold. Because it is the logic of God that unites God and man, that unites the thought that is in the mind with the mind that is God. When we think of the thoughts that are in our mind, we think of our mind as being preeminent. However, our minds are imperfect, and the imperfect does not come first. The perfect comes first. Only the imperfect can come from the perfect. The perfect cannot come from the imperfect. Therefore, we must come from the perfect God, the necessary being, because we know that we are contingent beings. We die. We have needs. We need that which is necessary. The necessary being has need of nothing but himself, and that is God, and that is Jesus. We find that Jesus gave examples that he has everything that is necessary within himself. He has life. He has freedom. He has the right to his property, or that which he will eat. He made bread. He made fish. He walked on water. All of his miracles indicated that he was the necessary being. This is the basis of Christian science, true Christian science, not what we often hear of as Christian science, but that science which corresponds to the real world. Reality must have a correspondence in thought. Otherwise, our ideas are groundless.